everybody. I am potatoaim, and I am so excited to bring the first expert semifinals match to you today. This is the first expert semifinals of season 5, and I'm so excited because it is the #1 seed MF Mafiosos versus LG's Purple Iris. I'm joined here today with MichaelSark, also an admin, aka a badman. What's up, Sark?
Damn, that's the intro that I get. All right, bet.
Yes,
What it do, guys? What it do? Good afternoon, everyone. Damn, you just had to call me out like that. I wasn't expecting that, but it's nice to see everyone again. I'm back. I just casted Mythic Grand Finals, and that was a blast. And now we're here for semis. This is one of the type of finals that, honestly, I always look forward to semifinals because it brings out the best and the worst in people. I feel like it's a different level of stress compared to Grand Finals because some people, they either don't take it as seriously as they do, or kind of their like internal engine or their mentality is kind of hard to keep up because it both feels like a super serious but kind of relaxed game. So we'll see how these teams perform tonight, seeing how they compare to one another. But we have 10 great players that we'll get to. And Potato, what are you looking forward to tonight?
Honestly, I am so excited. These two teams are honestly very terrifying. I was not looking forward to, I'm an expert as well, and I was not looking forward to facing either of these two teams potentially in playoffs. So I'm very excited. Both teams carry a lot of firepower and are on win streaks for the most part. Mafiosos has not been 0-2'd all season. And on the side of LG, once they signed Terra, it seemed to be the key to winning a lot of games. They've only lost 2 maps since signing Terra. So it's really insane, the matchup here today. We have 2 very, very serious teams going up against each other, and both of them want it bad. And
without a doubt.
Let's go move to map bans. It looks like we already have 2 of our bans in. We've got Haven and Ascent as our first 2 map bans, and we have Breeze that is picked first for LG. I will say, as somebody who has been tracking all of these map bans and picks, MF has not played Breeze once all season. So this has to have been a strategic pick. And for the side of MF, they are also, I believe, almost undefeated on Haven. So this, again, is a very, very interesting ban pick. They're actually 8-0. I just checked my list. 8-0 on Haven. So that was definitely strategic on the part of LG.
Yeah, good thing that, one thing I always appreciate in VDC is the ability to scout other teams, especially when you go in to look at like higher levels of pro play, whether it's VCT, League of Legends World Champions, or other esports. You have season long to kind of analyze your opponent, see what things they do, but it's kind of hard. Really, our best tool we have is maybe something like Tracker, seeing how they play against other teams within the regular season. So it's cool that, we always see teams doing their research, looking into what to ban, what to pick. And before we read the rest of the map bans, I feel like we really have to emphasize how strong MF is this season. They are 22-6. And I know Potato mentioned that LG has been on a tear since signing Terra, only losing 2 games, but they are 10-2. So these are some juggernauts within the expert tier. So I don't know. I feel like we're going to go to a game 3. Hopefully it's not a 2-0 sweep. And with a pick like Sunset, a very volatile map, anything could happen between these teams. So I'm hoping for the best of the best.
Absolutely. And looks like we also have another undefeated pick for MF. They were 3-0. Definitely a lot fewer times, that they've played this map, but they're certainly definitely a force to be reckoned with still. So again, all of this strategery, as I like to call it. And it looks like LG has banned Lotus and MF has banned Bind. That leaves Split as the decider.
Oh, man. Come on now. I hate Split. I hate playing Split. I hate watching Split. I hate talking about Split. They should. Okay, next rotation. Come on, right? Please take this out of the map pool. I beg of you. If they can remove Split and Cypher with it, I would be one happy player. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, listen, I'm a Cypher player. What do you mean?
Damn right. Please remove him forever. You know what? You can keep Cypher if they remove his strip artist. How about that? I'm so down. He can have 2 cams. Would that be a good trade-off?
No, they can't. Honestly, I think Cypher should be buffed more. Give him 4 trips. And I want them to be the length of the map.
Okay. All right. Well, at least we know who's the best caster here tonight. It's unfortunate.
It's definitely me. Thank you so much for recognizing my talent. All right, and we also have these side picks. It looks like for Breeze, Mafiosos are going to pick CT or defense first, and on Sunset, they're actually going to be swapping sides with LG taking the defense side. And on Split, as the first seed, Mafiosos can pick what side goes. They're going to go first. So that is going to be also defense for them. So the teams are swapping sides, and we'll get into Agent Select shortly. How excited are you, MichaelSark, to see some Breeze gameplay? Because me personally, that's my least favorite map. I hate that map.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting with the Breeze changes. Mid is kind of a different game. But then again, we just had Breeze changes not even 2 days ago. So Halls is completely open. It's no longer sectioned off. And I wonder, is Chamber going to be a pick yet again on Breeze? That trip going through Halls is something that teams just love to have because you don't technically need to watch it if the trip is there. However, Chamber is a weaker agent. We did see KC Mythic Grand Finals not even, I don't know, 3-4 days ago. They did run Chamber on Breeze, but then again, that player that ran it, he is a monster. So shout out to Kenny, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. I feel like mid control is something that you really have to incorporate if you're an attacking sided team, because defenses can just set like either one op or one person watching elbow and mid doors, and it kind of just gives them free space, free reign to do whatever they want. So it'll be cool to see how these teams adapt to that. And I don't know, I'm a little nervous. It's very hard to kind of tackle mid, especially as an attack sided team. But, you know, we'll see how they get to it. We'll see.
Yeah, and I think that this map specifically definitely favors op crutches, and I will say, having played both of these teams twice this season, oh my god, the op crutching is insane, and it is so valuable for them too. I could definitely tell you that for the side of MF, you're probably going to be seeing blind on Jet and opping. And then for Mikey, he will probably be on Chamber and opping as well. Now on the side of attack, metamagic also going to be on Jet, probably opping as well. And I'm not surprised to see Bardo, also known as Berm, TT Berm, shout out, but now he's LG Bardo, is hovering Chamber. I'm not surprised to see that as well. So pretty standard comps on both sides, although we see maybe a double Sentinel comp for the side of LG. That would be really interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess they do know what side they're starting on, but I mean, yeah, I was about to say KO is so strong on this map, especially with how, you know, the changes on site have been. You get more walls to work with. The pillars on A site are also great. But then again, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's hard to play Breeze if you don't have any type of flasher, so it's nice to see that locked in for almost both sides here. But then again, this might be the most like standard pick I've seen ever. Unless like that Harbor comes out.
Yeah, I saw that Harbor. They're talking about it, I think. We also see that Fade potentially over Sova, which honestly isn't the worst pick, because then you can actually, you know, go against a Viper ult, that Viper's Pit that can be so oppressive for anybody trying to retake. That's such a good way to, or honestly even take site if a Viper has ulted on it. So it does look like we're gonna have a mirror comp, with the exception of that Sova and that Fade. So let's see how different this utility usage is going to be for the two sides.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, you can say what you want about Fade, but I'm gonna say that it's a horrible pick just because of how strong Sova is. I mean, even if you do come across a Viper ult, you have that drone, you have kind of the arrow to work with, the recon dart to get a close range scan, but I don't know. I'm always a little scared whenever I see a coordinated team not play a Sova, because coordinating his dart with like a KO knife or flash or even a Viper wall with good placement, it's really, really nice to see. So we'll see how that goes moving forward, but you know, I'm excited. Assuming HighSea and the squad does no Fade lineups, that could be something to watch out for. So we'll see how they incorporate that and how they combo that.
That really could be. I mean, we could see, you know, an eye on top of the pillar and in mid, getting some really early information if that's high enough. You know, no pun intended, because HighSea would be throwing it. But you know, it's Breeze. You kind of have to run this comp, otherwise, you know, I don't know what else you could really be running. KO is so important here, especially against that really oppressive Cypher that they could be, you know, that could be on site. You know, shutting down all of those trips, shutting down information, that kind of stuff. It's so valuable, and I think it's smart for both sides to be playing KO.
I agree. And yeah, just to reiterate, we do have LG versus MF, even though there might be some changes here on screen, so no worries about that. But yeah, Potato, what are you expecting for this half? Do you see any like clear takeaway for this winner?
I think we're gonna see a lot of lurking. And a lot of pushing out of both sides if possible, trying to get that information. I mean, Breeze is such a big map. You have to take that space. If you don't, you're just kind of literally sitting ducks because your team can't get to you fast enough to help you out unless you know, talk ahead of time and like group up on a spot to take that. If you're trying to play alone on site, you better have a lot of stall utility or really have good aim in order to do that. It looks like we're going to be starting mid right here.
Yeah, you know, I emphasize how important mid is for an attacking-sided team, and we're going to see 4 players sneak up here. It looks like Cypher's going to be going up halls, maybe seeing blind here in a second, but I like this Viper wall. It covers practically all 3 entrances, A, halls, and mid. So we'll see. We see a little aggression here in halls. Not really much going on mid. Looks like they're just going to be waiting it out, but yeah, they're just looking to see if the mistake is made on the defensive end, and it looks like they're really disciplined in doing so. Both teams just playing together, not really doing much, so we'll see where it goes. However, first contact, blind down to 25 HP, and oh my god, that headshot through a wall too. Trisente taking the first kill of the match as well. Blind goes down, and Meta gets the second very quickly, a 5v3 after such a slow start.
Oh,
yeah, bomb's gonna go down, and that is Cap. Oh my god. Oh, gets the 3. No, he gets
for the ace.
Oh my god, that is just starting off hot. Now in a 2v1 situation, Trisente looking to do what they can, and we're gonna see that fade util come in clutch. HighSea get that dog right around the pillar, and oh my god, what looked horrible for this team, but ThatisCap just finds a way.
That goes down.
All right, so we are going to be going into this next round with
This should do.
MF on, what is this, double wire setup? That's very tricky. Going hard for the B push potentially and setting up for that, but it actually looks like LG is going to be doing a default.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see. When you have guns like this, you either want to go super fast as an attacker if you're playing with the econ, or kind of waiting to see if the defense will make a mistake, but I don't think they're going to do that. I feel like this team, specifically MF, they're really diligent so far on defense, and honestly, their franchise is super good on defense. I've noticed this kind of within every one of their tiers. They're really patient with how they play, they're really good at communicating with one another, and we're seeing nobody overextend here. Even the Jet in halls blind is not really walking out either. Both players on A, just holding their angles, one watching mid, one watching A main, and we're going to see how this Viper is going to respond to this attack. Yeah, it looks like lots of players swarming out on A. The dart does scan one. The trades come through, though. Blind takes out Meta. Jaded gets Cap. Plant goes down without any air, but oh my god, Blind does get the headshot through the wall. It looks like it just won't matter too much. Man.
But honestly, that was a really good save on the side of LG. They got 2 guns out. They were able to take a good chunk out of HighSea as well. So that, I mean, then they got the bomb down. So overall, I'd say that's a pretty good save round for them. Plus, I think they were able to default and get a little bit of information. And Trisente was able to walk all the way up halls in that lake lurk, getting a lot of value for them as well. It tells them that MF will leave that position open, this early in the half.
That is true. That is true. Also, that fade pick already kind of coming in clutch. We saw both the dog and that eye get lots of scans there already, so that's kind of cool to see. You don't really see fade on Breeze too often, so hopefully that continues.
Yeah, now we're moving into the rifle round for the side of LG, whereas MF is going to be on a save on a bonus.
Ooh, that is a good buddy combo. Hold up, look at that color coordination. Shout out to Terror. Anyway, we got 3 players outside of B main. Looks like they're gonna give up A completely. And LG just completely aware there's 4 players on the other side of the map. We're gonna see some players rotating over though. MF trying to respond to kind of this very slow gameplay. I wonder if we're actually gonna see any of these rounds speed up. I wonder if they're trying to condition the defenders into kind of playing a little more cautious, but right now, I mean, you have the Cypher Cam watching B main, you got the Viper on A. It's not like you really have to over-rotate too much. First point of contact, though, does scan the Cypher. Util is down as Meta just dashes in. Wow, dashes into his own, own KO molly, which MikeyZ does not expect. And hey, if it works, it works. Looks like we're going to be seeing a little bit of mid-aggression. Hopefully, Bomb can go down, but lots of fighting though on site first.
1 enemy remaining.
And all of a sudden, just 1 Jaded is left alive. And oh my god, what a peek. Okay, HighSea just coming through with the Bulldog and practically just pre-fires him, no?
Yeah, I mean, that team, you know, LG was not able to get the bomb down at all. They were being attacked from all sides. And I will say, you notice, I don't know if you noticed this, but LG has been putting their wall down on A, at least the first 2 rounds. And you saw how that really bit them in when they were taking B site. They had no wall, no screen to cover their cross into site. So while Meta was able to actually make it his way into site, he wasn't able to, the rest of his team wasn't able to get in either safely.
Yeah, MF's just starting just so hot. 3-0. Line though, like you said, does have that op, and oh my gosh, Meta almost hit the shot. Blind takes 55, but takes down the Meta too. Now it's a 5v4. Man, I'm just so sad. Every time I see an op in halls, I just cry. Cause like, what are you supposed to do? They just hold the angle. They only have 1 place to watch. But now ThatisCap, hold up, does get CN, but it's able to run away. Not until Terra has something to say. Oh my god. Had that Bucky, but dies through the smoke regardless.
Do you remember the last time we cast together? I think it was also against MF, actually. And I have secondhand trauma from Cap and his Bucky.
Yeah.
Bought a Bucky every single round.
You know, you don't really see Buckies on breezes, but when you do, I mean, it can work. When it does, I will say, it's really rare to see actually put in any work. But, you know, in situations like these, it's kind of difficult. I mean, you're playing against an op in halls, but right now they're gone. And then we see Bardo just walking up, just taking that space, and is about to peek out as well. 3 players on the side of A. I don't think anyone's aware of this hall's presence. Bardo opens the door, flashes out, spots 1 though. Oh my god, what a shot. Gets that KO with action, and it's a distraction for the team as well. Terror just sneaking up on the op. Blind gets blinded by Bardo in halls, and it just doesn't matter. We're seeing shock darts come left and right. Util just going, but look at this patience here on the side of LG.
And he's still there, but it's quickly taken down.
What was that shot? Wait, what tier are we in? Oh my god. Shots are coming through and through. Jaded gets 2. What?
What a great
wait, hold up.
or save, excuse me, for the side of LG. They were able to convert that so quickly. That lurk up halls, they give up, you know, I've noticed that Mafiosos give up that presence so fast. They don't put a trip down or anything like that. And so, you know, LG late into the take is able to walk all the way up there for free, not getting punished for that at all, as you saw. What an interesting trip. I think that's for the Jets.
What is that? No shot. Are you serious?
I think it is.
Alright, we'll see. Mikey, he might have the read. Does have the op though, so even if Jet does updraft, I don't know if he'll... I mean, hey, if you hit that flick, you deserve it. Oh, look at that. Wait, was that a KO lineup for a flash? I saw a little flash there getting Trisente that peak, but looks like we're gonna go back to what keeps on working, the A push. Viper orb is up, it is mollied as well. ThatisCap though, doesn't get spotted. Oh man, this Bucky's gonna be huge. I don't know if they're aware of it.
Oh, they heard it, they heard it.
Oh no, peaks into 5 and there's nothing he can really do.
Gets punished for it, but look, the Viper wall is down. They have to cancel the take, but Meta's already out. They have to take the site now.
That Hallslark just doing so much for the side of the attack. Oh my god. This is a team that fell down 0-3, LG just looking unstoppable at the moment. We're seeing this Halsler get so much value as well. Trisente just getting that early kill. And now, what is Mikey left to do? You can't really walk up. You have the players in halls. 3 other players are on site as well. Looks like they're going to see an op save. And man, what a turnaround. This is a great response by LG and MF.
They read it early. I mean, I think they knew that because Cap is playing on a site and he's been buying a Bucky every single round. They probably figured out pretty easily. And it looks like they're going to be hunting for that op now, trying to make sure they can't take that into the next round. But
hold up
Mikey
now,
is
LG,
running.
Yeah, LG doesn't have that much money. Let's just not go one by one. The op is really great to stop, but thankfully for LG, they only lost 1 player.
Yeah, and we saw such a great round going into this. You know, what a fast take. That wall unfortunately did run out, but they were able to still take even with that wall down, which is so impressive with the amount of utility that was being used to clear out of that Bucky, for example, and anyone else who's there.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing actually a lot of money coming on the side of LG. Almost looking like an op on attack if Trisente continues to save, so we'll see how they incorporate that. However, though, we have an KO ult here for LG. And they're on the attack side, and they're going where Cypher is playing. This is not surprising, but MikeyZ just completely with a Cypher div. Everyone's dashing onto site, but oh wow, was that a late shot by...
Wow.
Oh man.
Spike planted.
Bomb comes down almost effortlessly on the side of Light Garden, but I don't know, this is kind of terrifying. I don't know if you want to call a save here for MF, but it's not looking great.
MF
especially with Bardo
has
hit shots like that.
swarmed the site, but only on the side of half wall. They haven't been able to take any space, but now blind is up. Bardo is trapped on site, and Terror is taken down as well.
You can't just be running out like that. You have to be aware where they're coming from. Bardo, though, 15 HP. Blind, jet knives there. Bardo's aware where they're coming through.
Enemy
And
remaining.
oh no,
Last
blind.
player standing.
Now it's a 1v1, a 3k after 3k. Bardo's still 15 HP. See a potential KO div come through, and Bardo, what? A
The
4k
div came
clutch.
through.
Oh
What
my
a
god, that's
clutch.
something you don't see.
Honestly, things were a little tight there for LG, but they made it through. Bardo having that position the whole time. And look at the ult economy, though, MichaelSark. They have 2 ults for the side of LG, with 1 off of the Viper's Pit for Terror, whereas on the other side we have 4 ults. One of them being the Fade ult, which is probably going to be used to retake the space as well. But we also see people moving around. Mikey was on B, but now is setting up for A.
Yeah, one thing though, Bardo used his ult that round. They won that round, and now he's already 5 out of 8 with ult economy. We're almost gonna see a back-to-back KO depending on how this round goes. LG though, completely giving up on A, but MF has something to say. HighSea takes down Trisente, but everyone's going towards B. If LG takes this moment in time to just push onto site, I just don't think they're aware of where Cypher is playing, but now everyone is aware on the side of MF. 3 players on the side of B. We're seeing HighSea rotate over as well as MikeyZ takes out Terror.
Bucky.
Oh no, the Bucky gameplay, ThatisCap takes out 2.
Spike down B.
Man, oh come on, a shotgun on Breeze, like what is that? How is this working? I mean, hey, you're in the semifinals for a reason. ThatisCap doing what he's doing best. And now
It's jaded against the world right now.
5 players on the way, it does take 1, and man, great response here by MF. Even with that weird defensive setup, that Bucky getting 2, completely shutting out that B entry.
Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy round for Cap to have clutched. We saw that he was trying to react to the jet dash. Maybe ran out of keyboard space. Oh, that's an outlaw. That's not allowed. Put that back. There we go.
Outlaw is outlawed until this season does end. But yeah, I mean, the Bucky gameplay, this is something I feel like Vin would pull out on the side of KC Mythic team. But hey, like I said, they're in the semifinals for a reason. Keep doing what it keeps working. And LG, back to the usual. Almost all their players are in spawn, just waiting for MF to make a mistake, but MF decides to take it into their own hands. Fatal out, KO knife as well, and now Tripwires are aware there too. Looks like LG is just gonna run as fast as they can go.
Oh no.
What? Oh no.
What a
Terror.
timing.
I want to say Terror got clipped by that Fatal. But hopefully ThatisCap can hold down the site. No more util to use, but
One
oh
enemy
no,
remaining.
not looking where you
He's
need
just
to be.
hiding.
Meta just gets completely blindsided. Oh, Bardo does hit a nice shot. 45 HP. He did get a 4K clutch a couple rounds ago on just 15. Looking like he's not going to go for a plant. Might be his call to save here.
5
Gets a kill
HP
on
in a
MikeyZ
dream.
though? No way, he takes this fight, right? 5 HP? Has to be impossible and blind, just overkilling with the headshot. 5-3 for the side of LG. Sorry, MF.
Try to catch me.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, they have enough money to buy an op now for the side of MF. So I think we're about to see that. Whereas on the other side for LG, they're looking a little poor. Bardo not being able to buy full. Although I will say, metamagic does have his jet knives ready, so we might see those get popped out maybe this round or the next. They're trying to scrounge it together enough money for a full rifle round here. But they have to win this round, otherwise they will be poor and struggling for money for potentially the rest of this half.
Yeah, I want to say this might be a round where we see both KO ults popped as well as Viper ults if they can. However, Viper is on the wrong side for MF, just solo holding B as a semi-sentinel that she is. That being said though, a KO ult, depending on the timing, might be popped in response, and MikeyZ takes down one, but it's the wrong player. Bardo getting res already. And oh my god, MikeyZ's alive. Gets scanned anyway, it just doesn't matter. And there it is, the Viper ult goes down after the KO in the response. Looks like Bardo's gonna get res by their teammate Jaded, and Plant's gonna go down as well.
Spike planted.
This is gonna be very difficult for the side of MF to retake, but anything is possible. They have the KO on their own. KO knife scans too as well. Oh
no.
Man, the retake. Terror goes down. HighSea gets 2. The Viper and the Jet go down, but unfortunately, I don't know if they can really get too many. Jaded has a response though. It's 1. And oh my god, that's not what you love to see if you're the side of LG. Having the Viper pit online, but having that being the first player that goes down on the retake is... I don't know what went wrong there, but we're gonna have to see them fix something.
Yeah, I was so waiting for, you know, more utility to be thrown out, but as soon as the Viper went down for the side of LG, that was kind of game over. Everybody else who was on site for LG was just, they were just caught out. They had nowhere else to run. You know, once that's the bad part about Viper's pit. Once she does, she's, you know, the whole thing goes down, and so you want to make sure you're in a good spot before it goes down completely. And unfortunately, LG was not able to secure positions for that. And now we're going into this next round, super poor for LG.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned once she goes down, like, she's kind of just exposed, but I wonder how she even fell. The Viper's pit is just such a protective ultimate. Just something that you just have to wonder. It's just awful to see. Losing a round like that, especially with the pit on the ult, but you know what? You have to move on, and move on they do. Bardo has this Marshall. Looking like he's going to hopefully get a pick on attack, but both these teams are just so disciplined. No one overextends. No one makes a mistake until chaos starts to ensue. We're going to be seeing kind of like a mid-split here. The Viper orb goes down. Top mid, though, completely uncontested. HighSea does have that. Does have the Vandal top mid, but I don't know. We're going to see LG just trying to work some magic here. ThatisCap just left alone on B. And here comes the take. Meta just dashes in. The KO knife is ult. They know where ThatisCap is playing, but Cap has been playing there every single round. Kills come through left and right. The scan on Cap is there as well, but can they actually respond to him? Oh my god, they can! Jaded with that deagle.
One enemy remaining.
Man, somehow blind is just always at the right place at the right time. I swear no one is looking at him. Takes down 3 on the round, gets LG that 7-3 start, but wow. And man, I keep messing this up. I'll get this underlined, but MF leading 7-3. Honestly, this gameplay is just both exhilarating and so slow, I can't even keep track of what's going on.
When they hit fast and they hit hard for both sides, really. When they're retaking or when they are taking site, it is a quick one for sure. It looks like the whole of LG is grouping up outside of B for this B take. They have to get this right. If they don't, they are going to be poor going into the next round, which is the last round in the half.
Yeah, the Cap on site kind of has a weird Viper Orb setup. Looks like Jaded's gonna try to get that early kill, but Cap isn't playing where he normally plays. The Viper ult does go down with the Bucky. If you're able to plant there, this is gonna be a miracle on the side of LG. We'll see how this happens. They have yet to deal with this Viper, and they've yet to even take sight. They're trying to spam through the ult, but that's just not gonna work. You have to deal with this Viper. You have to get that util out, and that's what we're seeing. We don't really have that Sova to deal with it, and they're kind of crumbling.
One enemy
However,
remaining.
Genome though does get 3, and all of a sudden it's a 4v1. MikeyZ gets 2, and man, wow. You got an op in one hand
Last
and a Bucky in
round in
the
the
other. The
half.
op gets 2, and then Genome gets 3. This defense is incredible so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's that quick Viper's ult onto B was letting MF to rotate super quickly. They were able to be there by the time LG could try to at least plant. I mean, LG was trying to suss out where Viper was and just could not find her. That ult could not go down. They could not cancel the hit either. They just had no map space there. So I think it looks like they're potentially going to be doing a split this time onto A.
Yeah, and one thing I just never see is an opping Cypher, but MikeyZ just showing how that comes into play and how he's able to effectively use it. However, this mid hit, Genome is left to fight against 3. MikeyZ gets another though, gets a kill on Trisente. And I just don't understand how this keeps working. MF defense is incredible. Technically a 4v2 because their KO did go down, but we probably will be seeing a res here shortly.
Last
That is
player
Cap though,
standing.
just refuses to use a normal gun, has a Bucky one round and Odin another, and Jaded just left alone, but wow. MF just, they have the timing down, they have the shots down, they have the retake down,
Switching sides.
and down goes LG 9-3. Is the
9-3
curse activated
curse?
though? Yeah, I don't
9-3
know, I don't
curse?
know.
Anybody's game, you know, after the second half. The thing I tell my team is if they can get 9-10 rounds in one half, so can we. You know, if the game's not over till it's over. So, you know, it really is, you know, the 9-3 curse is a thing because whoever wins that pistol round basically guarantees the next, you know,
There.
2 rounds essentially. And now you've lowered that round differential from 6 to 3, and that makes it so much more possible to win that game. And so again, it is not over for LG, not in the slightest.
Yeah, we did see how oppressive MF was with their pistol. They started off 3-0, super hot, but then again, we haven't seen how well they do on attack. MF, some star players coming through, but they have to play against a Trisente. This Cypher trip can get seen by this dog, but unfortunately it won't break it. Knowledge is there though, and oh no, the
Oh, it
KO
hits
knife
him.
looks like they're
They
just
can
about to
execute.
rotate. Blind just dashes through, not a care in the world. The Cypher util does go down. We're gonna see that Fade Eye just not really getting too much information, but the plant's there.
Spike
But look at
planted.
Trisente! He's on site! Oh no! Isn't able to get the kill and capitalize on it. 2 kills on the side of LG, and now it's a 4v3. Meta though just gets a kill through a wall. What was that?
Taken out.
My
Oh no! We're
rifle
seeing
does not
players
do
yet
that.
again.
It's down
Oh,
to
man.
blind.
Oh no, not a 15 HP clutch again, no way, right? Alright, thank God. Alright, Potato, listen, I gotta talk to you about something. I know this is expert tier, but I feel like I have to expect more. I just see players just walking out aimlessly without even aiming. They're not looking where they need to look, even if the noise was just there. So what do you think's happening here? Do you think it's just lack of coordination or miscommunication or something deeper?
I mean, you know, what I pointed out before this round started or before this game started actually, is that Breeze is such a big map. You have to play in pairs, essentially. You have to play together, or if you are playing alone, you have to be able to have that stall potential. And so, because you can be spread out, right, entirely across the B site, but because B is so big and there's so many angles to watch, you can get hit from any angle. And so it's so, I mean, this was how MF was able to capitalize on, you know, so many retake rounds, was that there's just too many angles for the attackers to watch and defend the bomb from.
Yeah, and speaking of 5 players going up halls, they do have the tripwire on defense just to kind of hold it through, but this is just, I mean, you wouldn't have seen this at all this season in VDC because of how the map was. But now with the map changes, is the defense going to be able to prepare for this? We're going to see Jaded about to run into 5. Does have the Bulldog, but I don't know. MF does have a bunch of deagles into play. Once this tripwire goes down, chaos will ensue in 3, 2, 1. Okay, imagine though if they broke that. That would have been crazy. Oh, I was about to play a second. Oh my god. It looks like, oh wow, Jaded only able to get one.
Deathballing.
Yeah, LG needing to respond to this type of aggression. MF able to pick up that Bulldog, still have 2 deagles into play as well, going towards B site, which nobody is there other than Trisente. Goes down right away. MikeyZ, the one gun with.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, hold up.
Down.
No.
Wait, hold on.
No.
What happened?
No, you can't lose a round like that. No. It was looking so good, but planting slightly in the open, you have to be aware of those mistakes. It's semifinals. Everything has to be done correctly. But unfortunately, perfection does not avail, and now LG a little breathing room. 9-5.
Yeah, they have, as I said, you know, winning that first round, it really does do a large amount of wonders. You are basically guaranteed 2 rounds, you know, or 1 round really. And if you can convert the 3rd round, I mean, that's another 2 at the very least.
Yeah, hopefully these small mistakes do get kind of sorted out. I mean, I don't want to say MF is doing bad on attack. They just have to just work out this quick. Oh man, wait, hold up. Cap is online though, takes down the opposing duelist. Meta finally falls, and we're gonna see a plan here by MF. This is their round to capitalize. They have their guns, they have their momentum, and there it is. Blind gets another. Jaded does doze down as well, and we're seeing LG just trying to wander onto site. And oh no, don't say it. Trisente gets a 1-tap with the deagle. I swear, if MF loses this round, I'm a freak out.
One enemy remaining.
MikeyZ does get 2, but Bardo with the response. Oh no, Bardo with the response! Gets the knife, knows that site is clear. However, we're seeing this Viper kind of rotate through halls. Bardo looking to take that aggression main. And wow, what a response by HighSea. MF finally is able to capitalize on attack. Maybe that 9-3 curse got slowed down, but I don't know if it's completely over.
You know, I don't think it's over. I mean, that was a really successful round for the side of LG. Even though they had they did end up losing that round, they did also have the weaker weapons there, and were able to take down 3 and get do a lot of damage in general. You know, I don't think it's over at all for LG. They got 3 out, and that's super good for economy. I mean, if you look, Genome is on a Guardian right now, and you know, some of them can't afford full armor.
Yeah, that is true. LG though, even though they're down 5-10, Bardo just needs 1 kill in order to get that KO online. So their retake potential here is incredible. But we'll see how they adapt. Meta does have the op in hand, just no one to look into. 4 players on the side of MF looking towards kind of like a mid-split towards a B angle. I'm assuming they're trying to get 1 pick here and then kind of go off that, but I don't know if Terror's going to give them that though. Viper Wall does go out. 2 players sneaking through on elbow, and man, it's like a mirror of what we saw last half. Both teams just not doing anything for the first half of the round until something happens, and then chaos just spills out.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how you have to play Breeze. You can't really play it super fast. You want to try to get at least a pick, especially if you're on the side of attack, before you can capitalize again, because it is such a big map. If you can get one, that's a huge hole in the defense.
Yeah, my only issue here is, you know, we see a very diligent gameplay style on attack, but they're not really gaining too much space. KO might be peeking through here on mid, and finally attack might be coming through. Terror takes down Genome as HighSea gets to somewhat trade on Bardo. And oh man, Terror. There's something about these Vipers on B site, just getting 3K after 3K, holding it down solo.
Yeah, no, B-side is for sure a really good map. There's the op.
Wow. Man,
sorry.
I don't know if I'm liking what I'm seeing, Potato. I'm not gonna lie.
What, the op or the defaults, or what are you saying here?
I don't know, I'm glad I'm seeing a timeout being taken here, but I think it's taken by the wrong side. LG, they're really good at utilizing, you know, mistakes that MF does show, but MF is just not really showing that many. They're kind of taking their time on attack, just kind of inching up centimeter by centimeter, inch by inch, meter by meter, depending on your metric system, but they're not really taking actual space. They're just reclaiming space they already had at the start of round. So I feel they need to be a lot more effective with what they take. If they do swing, they need to swing as 2 or 3. And I don't know. They are doing well on attack, don't get me wrong, but I need more. I need to see more.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Observer, maybe we don't do that. Maybe, you know, I think what we'd like to see out of LG, I mean, you're right. You know, Breeze is a map about taking space, you know, pushing out of mid or out of a site, but also the way that MF is playing, you know, they're playing slow, trying to look for picks, and then, you know, rotating over, you know, like it would be for like a 3-site map or a different, maybe a smaller map. But honestly, I don't know if I like all of these constant defaults either. You're talking about mistakes. I think MF is also making a lot of mistakes on attack that maybe aren't making for as strong of a half as they had on defense.
I agree. Taking space is critical on a map like Breeze. And hopefully MF can respond here. Nobody's on A other than some tripwires and Trisente kind of just watching mid here very, very passively though. And, you know, I mean, I don't know if I should even say this every round, but a very slow start, but they're swapping it up. Hold up. MF is on the save, looking like they're just walking out to sight. Barely even a gun in hand. MikeyZ does get that plant. Dodges a shock dart as well. And I mean, hey, you got 4 players alive outside an A main. A lurking jet, somehow an elbow as well, and we're seeing shots go out left and right, but nobody has fallen yet. Blind just sneaking through.
Wait,
Not
the
planted
timing
for him though.
Did you see the timing?
Yeah. Oh,
Terror.
they're just sticking it.
They
They
can
did
stick
it themselves. What? Oh man, God, man! All right, I quit. I'm heading off. It was a great stream, everyone. Thank you for joining. Man, what
You
tier
know,
are we
where
watching?
it was planted, they could not be playing from main, and that lurk from blind was way too slow. You know, the way that Mikey planted was for people who are playing on site, but as you can see, the four who were taking from A main, A main, they all retreated to A main. They didn't take any space. They didn't really do very much other than plant a bomb and get out.
I know. I hope I don't sound too critical of this game, but I know players in this tier, and I know how well they can be, and mistakes like that is just something you just don't see, ever. I mean, planting not for yourself, and then having no guns, and playing long range. If you're gonna make a mistake, at least only make one, but things like that are gonna cost you matches, and your season. However, though, MF still in a lead 10-7. They have a couple ults to work with, but I don't know. Something needs to happen. I kind of want to just see them play aggressive here. If HighSea gets to B and just ult site and they just explode, I feel like they could easily take this site, no problemo. But
yeah,
we'll
and we see Bardo holding the window here, but honestly, he could get walked out on if MF stays to the right side of B main, which I don't know if they will. Oh, Bardo should see them. They see him too.
Yeah, we're gonna see a fatal come out, but scans no one though. Smokes go down. The Fade Eye does see Viper in mid. Plant's gonna go down though without any issue. Looks like the Molly did miss. The shock dart as well, but alright, 5v5 retake coming through. KO ult there as well. And oh man, we see a flying Cypher Cam too. Wait, that was crazy. Alright, everyone is still alive. I don't even know how that's even possible, but look at this fade. Look at HighSea in a great position to get 1, maybe 3. Trisente though takes down Cap, and that's a smoke. HighSea does get 1, MikeyZ does get another. And this sniper ult's gonna be massive. I said it, I called it. HighSea with that positioning does get 3, and finally MF win a round in dominant fashion.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely corrected the mistake that they had, which was they were not taking enough space when they were, you know, taking site. They were retreating to main or retreating to back site and not taking that. And look what happens when you take that half wall positioning. You gain information for your team. Even if you die, at least if you take down 1 or 2, it was worth it. You know, playing that time, taking down numbers for the other team, that's huge for MF.
Yeah, something you definitely love to see. One thing I'm confused about though is, I don't know, LG's playing really good this half, but I was about to say their mid presence isn't as big as it was before, but Meta just completely shutting me up before I could even mention anything. Does spot another player, can't really take them down though. MikeyZ looking to just walk up. Is that allowed against an op? I guess it is. MikeyZ takes down Meta without any issue. And wow,
Bam.
that fade util coming in clutch. Blind takes down Trisente, and all of a sudden it's another 4v3. They're up 11-7, but they don't have that much econ to work with on the side of LG, so I don't know if you really want to save here. What huh? Hold up. I'm not saying the blind missed, but I'm not saying that it hit either. Terror takes out MikeyZ, and all of a sudden, it's looking a little more winnable though. A 2v3 online, 3 players in A main.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, Terror looks to get an early aggression here, but MF ain't having none of it. Finally here, down to map point, 12-7.
Match point.
You know, I normally don't like it when players play from main just because, you know, you can especially if the Viper is alive, or you know, there's a Cypher cage or something like that that can still be thrown. You don't have visual of the bomb. You have to come out of there in order to defend the spike. But in that case, you know, we didn't see an orb getting thrown down or a wall or anything like that to cover. And so that's getting triple smoke is rough for both sides. I don't think either of them were playing together there either.
Yeah, I agree. We're finally seeing some coordination though on the side of MF. Looks like the KO-genome does get his ult off in response to Bardo's knife. So great play there. And oh man, it's not looking great for LG. Gun's not really there as well. Meta just gets a raise kill on Genome through the wall.
HighSea!
As soon as I say it's looking bad for LG, they just somehow find a way. 2 players go down. The KO looking like it's not gonna get res. And wow, what a hole. Jaded. This Sova drone's gonna get so much information, but when you can just shoot your opponents, do you even need it?
Did not check that corner.
Oh my god, Blind left alone in Trisente. Wow. LG showing that they will not go down without a fight. Make it 12-8.
LG living another day. That seemed like a much more coordinated retake than we've seen before. You know, I would assume that MF is probably going to be evaluating what did we do wrong there. We have to be able to get a round within the next 4, otherwise it goes to OT.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm a little confused here. It shows like MF just, they're playing like a 22-6 team almost 90% of the time, but those rounds where they just fall through, I just have to be critical of it. I expect so much from this team. They're so dominant throughout the season. And we're gonna see how well they can clutch up here. 2 players going through mid, 2 kind of playing lazy outside of B as 1 kind of lurks onto A. Any mistake here is critical as Terror just walks up without fear, taking such an aggressive hold on mid. And look at the mini-map. 4 players are looking at mid here. No one is watching B main. We have a KO kind of jiggling A main as well, but they are reading this mid hit perfectly.
Oh, they're scaling back to B, I believe, with 4 of them, and including the bomb going back to B.
Yeah,
So
I wonder what type of
going to be a
scouting.
peak.
I wonder what type of scouting MF did on their end. If LG just plays aggressive so often on defense, because they're holding from essentially their spawn. But we're gonna see a B hit coming through. Looks like Fade Dog is gonna get that Cypher trip. Won't go down though, because you know Cypher got buffed for some reason. But LG's not gonna respond to it. They do not care. They will not even rotate. I know, but like still, you have 40 seconds left on the round. No way MF is gonna risk it and go A, right? But that's what we're gonna see. It has to be an A hit. 2 players are there. We're gonna see Jaded rotate over as
30
well.
seconds left.
And oh man, the hit's gonna come through. Dash is proc. Fade Eye is there. And this plant has to come in quick. 20 seconds left, especially against a Sova. Oh my god, Sova is true.
15 seconds left.
Finishes it.
Oh,
not
versus
like this.
10 seconds left.
Oh man, 7 seconds left. Looks like it's gonna be a forced save here.
Player standing.
If they can even save the guns, Jaded takes down the opposing op. This is horrible for MF. And they're unable to even recover it. What a hold here by LG. I just have to wonder, Potato, was that the wrong call to rotate? Do you just go B even though Cypher's there?
Yeah, I mean, they had no space really. I mean, we saw Genome sit in front of Halls for pretty much the entirety of the round until they were ready to hit, and there was no space being taken. I mean, there was no trip, there was no one even really watching Halls, but there was just nothing, and there was no space. And so, like, I don't know if rotating necessarily was the right call. I think they should have tried to at least break the trip on B to create a little bit of presence.
Name
Speaking
of the game is space. And finally, we're seeing, hopefully I don't jinx this, an aggressive hit. First time tonight. I mean, I guess that's why they don't do it. When you have trips like that, but Trisente, Cap goes down and no more smokes. But you still have bullets. HighSea takes down one, takes down two. And that's the semi-sentinel and the sentinel. Looks like we're gonna see HighSea take the aggression. Where did this aggressive where's this from? Where was this all night? Blind takes down another, and this could be map point. Well, oh man, the scan is there, and Bardo looking to get that op on instead. Genome watching it diligently though. And oh, I like this lineup. But this counterplay though, the Cypher will scans everyone. But it doesn't matter. Bardo gets one, and Genome goes down, but MikeyZ not with a Marshall, no.
It's all up to Jaded now. And that's it. That's the map.
Attackers win.
First
MF.
map in favor of
that.
MF.
Potato! They played aggressive and they won! Come on now, man.
I feel like you're going insane
I'm going
right
insane.
now.
Listen. I just want to go on record and say Potato said space about 30 times at the pre-round last round because it's the name of the game. With a map like Breeze, it's one of the biggest maps in all of Valorant, and if you don't take space, you just can't do anything. So you have to capitalize on what you can get. And both teams had showings where they just weren't able to pull through. Unfortunately, though, for LG, MF, their aggression is unparalleled. HighSea coming through with 22 and 11, a 2.0 KD. MikeyZ very quick after. So great job on their end. MF take map 1, and I don't know if that's too surprising. I want to say that was LG's map pick, no? I might be wrong on that, but...
It was LG's map pick. I mean, one thing about picking a map that that the other team has never played is that you also don't get to scout. You don't get to see how they play. You don't get to know how they play. And so, I mean, while it was definitely a good call to ban Haven, and me personally, I also would have done that too. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how they are able to like go into Sunset. That's also another really important map to take in a lot of space. But we'll be back after a quick 5-minute break. Hold on tight. I'm gonna go grab some water because honestly, I'm gonna just like take space on my water. Like I gotta like sneak up there left and right, check my corners, and just push through. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for being here. We'll be right back after this.
A broken mirror shatters on the floor, and the reflection is the life we had before. And I don't recognize you anymore, not anymore. Screaming to the night, maybe I deserve it. I don't wanna fight, it's no longer worth it. And if we had lost a bit of the magic, holding on to a habit, just to see what'll happen, yeah. Are we chasing the feeling of almost love? You don't get me high enough, no, no, get me high enough. Though I try to remember the way it was, you don't get me high enough. A vision of the way the story ends was self-destructing just to feel something again. Forever numb, 'cause neither of us can admit there's not the light. Are we chasing the feeling of almost love? You don't get me high enough, no, no, get me high.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're about to start game 2 here for semifinals in the expert tier, and I just want to remind everyone, this is for grand finals. You're playing against the best of the best, hoping to beat the rest. And Potato, we saw an incredible game. There are some faults on both sides, but you know, some excuses must be made. You have to wonder if like mentality going into this next game is super hot for both teams. I think they are, but I have to mention something. This is the second best tier in VDC. You have to expect greatness on both teams. Maybe not perfection, but what do you think these teams can do to kind of fix up on these really basic mistakes going into game 2 and hopefully turn this around on the side of LG, or kind of just take the map if you're MF?
I think that it's new map, right? Breeze is one map, Sunset is a different map, right? It's a little bit smaller. You know, the way you play Sunset is a little bit different. You have different agents. You know, ops aren't quite as good, you know, as on Sunset than on Breeze. So hopefully we'll see a little bit less, although I doubt it. I see a hover on Yoru. Are they? They've been cooking,
Reyna?
I guess. And
Oh wait,
Reyna?
a double Yoru. Hold on, yeah. What is this?
Hold on. What is this?
Yeah, I will say, an op is not as strong on Sunset, which is maybe the deciding factor into seeing these teams swap up how they approach their attack side. Both these teams kind of just decided to AFK for the first, I don't know, 50 seconds out of the minute and a half that you have. And then once one piece of action happened, the whole movie then played out. So we're going to see if that changes here with everyone maybe on a Vandal or Phantom. That is Cap, though, still in the game, and on Cypher. Able to smoke themselves off is really important if you're going to bring in that Bucky or, you know, anything unique like that.
Maybe?
Yeah, an Odin maybe. But then again, I don't know. I mean, HighSea, though, completely swapping off the fade. It's going to be a double duelist setup here. And when there's double duelists, you better be playing fast. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd see that. I think we may also see some lurks coming in from one of the duelists. I think a lot of double duelist comps decide to do that. You know, have 3 or 4 hit one, lane, and then have one of the duelists try to lurk up and get a kill, because you have that get out of jail free card. You know, with the jet dash, with the Reyna dismiss, all of that kind of stuff. However, I am a Reyna hater when it comes to team play, because your agent is useless until you get a kill. So there's a little bit less utility that can be thrown. I mean, you get the blind, but it's easily shootable, that kind of stuff. You have the Empress, which can be really good for taking site aggressively. But again, that none of your abilities are very useful until you get a kill. So it really has to rely on somebody being able to aim well. So we'll see, you know, for the side of LG, a much more standard comp. I mean, we see a Breach, Raze, you know, Cypher, Sova, and also a, you know, an Omen, of course, which is their pretty standard. And on the other side, as you noticed, we have a Sky. We have somebody playing Sky, who has been nerfed
right after the nerfs,
heavily. Done to my poor girl.
Yeah, one thing I do want to make note of, though, is both these team comps are extremely aggressive. So I think I want to say both these attack halves are going to be super, super dominant for both teams, but I have a rule in VDC that if you have, actually I have a rule in Valorant in general, if you have a Reyna on your team, you have to win pistol round, or else it's the worst pick you can ever imagine. Reyna is the best on pistol. She can heal up to 150 HP. She can dismiss away, can buy a ghost, and have 2 orbs. And if you can't utilize that to your advantage, why even pick her? But then again, HighSea has been super dominant throughout this match, and we're going to see if he can continue that dominance going into mid here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit interested to see this change. I mean, Mikey has been playing on Sentinel for the most part. And it looks like we're actually going to be going into a fast mid take, going potentially right into Trisente as he tries to walk around. They're going to go into market. We have one lurk from Cap in main, but Blind able to get a kill onto Jaded. Trisente somehow still alive. I spoke too soon, and they are taking B site fast with 2 down already on the side of LG. And everybody's still alive for Mafiosos. Bomb's gonna go down, and positions have been taken. This cross is so deadly. They know somebody is here. They know Terror is there. They're waiting for him. Trying to find something, anything. And it looks like they're just gonna try to get a pick, seeing if anybody from Mafioso slips up. And looks like they're gonna swing out, try to take down this cross, but it is not successful, and the first round is going to go to Mafiosos.
Yeah, I mean, MF, we see what they can do when they play aggressive, and taking mid space like that, going through onto A, or onto B. They played it perfectly. So well played on them. They did win the pistol with the Reyna, even though HighSea didn't really do much. But then again, that space that was taken, he was able to get that assist, and he was able to, you know, help his team win that round. One thing I do want to see moving forward, though, is they have to play very, very critical on mid. You cannot just be giving up space like that, even though LG did fight for it.
Revealing area.
Absolutely. I mean, we see a fast take into B now, and it's going to be all 5. No lurks. They are committing everything to this take. Trisente is smoked off. Nobody is on site to stop this. He's also now tripped off, although I think you can jump over that potentially. Here. Skyflash is going to see someone as well. Blind trying to find somebody in CT into Boba, but Cap now with a Bucky, pretty standard, is able to find Trisente, and I believe also potentially see Terror there. Trying to find a pick, anyone, but Mafiosos is playing so disciplined. Mikey is able to take down Trisente with a nice sheriff shot to the head. Trying to find something. Bardo and metamagic trying to find, you know, a pick here. Now it's all up to Bardo. Armed with nothing but a classic, and it was just too much to hope for. Second round, as expected, goes to MF.
Yeah, I hope LG doesn't continue what I just saw there throughout this map. They completely gave up B. They don't have the guns to do it, so they have to take those risks, and hopefully they can catch MF off guard, but it's just impossible just retaking in that situation. And I mean, they took the round 50-50. We're gonna see them kind of have a normal setup here. Cypher's gonna be tripping off mid a little bit on doors, and 4 players leaning towards A, which might be the right play call here with MF just leaning towards that heavily.
Yeah, and it looks like, again, they're investing into this fast 5 take with that blind ready to go for a link to be able to stop anyone who's there. Dogs coming through as well, and the cam to check that space. And they're gonna go right into elbow with those weaker guns against these rifles. Already taking so much space. Bardo's trying to get one. Jaded's going to throw some utility out as well. So many blinded. And and is not able to find anything off of that. Mike is able to shut down Bardo, so is HighSea on Terror, but Trisente's able to answer back.
One
And
enemy
Blind
remaining.
swapping out those guns. This is looking pretty difficult for the side of LG. Trisente is the last one left alive and is not able to capitalize off of that. And
Just
MF
like
is able
last
to
game.
convert. Just like last game, MF is
Yeah,
able to
starting off
convert.
3-0. Oh man, MF. Not only did they win the game, they win that round, but they got 2 guns in return. Blind and MikeyZ, just infinite util almost. That's incredible. I feel like LG, they're fighting really well on site there, but it was still a little uncoordinated. They had a good blind, they had good aggression, but I want to see a little more teamwork on their end. So hopefully we can see that here on B. But then again, is MF gonna be able to push through a Cypher? That's that's a question we have to ask.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that, MF is just going pretty much 5 into whatever lane they are slamming, and it is currently working. Blind's gonna go out, the trip's gonna go through as well, trying to get that trip, and is able to get that out. They're fully out onto site now. Trisente is waiting, trying to capitalize off of that, but has that weaker gun, isn't able to find anything. And it's still a 5v5, but the bomb is going down. Trisente trying to find some value. They know he's there and spam it. Mafiosos is fully leaning into this aggression. Trisente is not able to find one, unfortunately, but is able to do a lot of chip damage, although he is hurt as well. And we see how Sky is valuable there. Jaded with a nice headshot onto Blind, but that's just not enough.
Yeah, unfortunately, LG, they only had 5 deagles to work with, so they gave up B completely there. And it looks like MF, I don't know if they know about this trend, if they did like a scouting report on them or not, but when LG saves, site is completely open and MF capitalizes it completely. And now when LG can buy again, MF goes to A. So I wonder if this is a trend that's going to keep on going, and I don't know. Potato, there seems to be like a fake here with MikeyZ with the Sky util, but no way that this is just going to keep happening, right? Every time there's a save, they go B. Every time there's a buy round, they go A.
I mean, maybe you're able to take like I feel like a little bit more of the longer takes. And look at this fake. The dog, the seekers are all going to convince LG. Look at this rotate, and MF is going to walk into a completely empty A site.
Wow.
And metamagic is going to see that smoke down, realizing this is a fake, calling his team back, but still aware that there was presence on B, and it looks like MikeyZ potentially lurking, trying to find some value, but it is tripped off and is able to be shut down by Jaded. So now LG can fully focus on taking the site back from Mafiosos. Getting ready to execute, and HighSea hiding in that. The trip is also being taken out. It looks like they're going in for it. They're able to spam and try to find some value, but is shut down by that double swing. It's all up to Blind now, playing from A main. And it just isn't able to find anything with those jet dives. And that's the first round for LG. Look at how much more coordinated they were for that retake.
Yeah, MF still looking incredible though on attack, even though LG Jaded coming in with that 3K, but we've only had 5 rounds into this game, and so far MF is able to take 3 of those rounds onto site without any rebuttal. So if they keep that up, this could be a very dominant half, but when Jaded's playing like that, who knows? You see 3 ults on the side of LG, 2 that are super relevant. I don't know if Cypher really counts as an ultimate, but the info is good. I like it, I like it. You can't be super proactive with it, but if you hit your shot, you get that hat down, might be able to go to town.
Yeah, just maybe. And so now we're gonna see this potentially a mid take into, maybe market. The door is closed, and the door is now open. Being taken down, smoked off as well. They have no other space on any of the other lanes. It's just going to be a full slam into mid, it seems like. But onto which part? Is it going to be into CT, or is it going to be into market? Going to cut noise as well. Trying to information starve LG. And that op buy too. Potentially going to get some value. It looks like it's potentially going to go into market. Nope, they're canceling and heading towards A. Trying to find some value out of this information, you know, that you're not getting potentially, that, you know, LG is not falling for it. They realize that they over-rotated last round, and so they are going to stay. And with that information from Meta, you see that he quickly leaves to go play retake, wait for his team, and not taking that one, which is smart. You know, however, giving Mafiosos that sight, and they are going to be able to get the plant down. And the showstopper's gonna come through, but I think there wasn't enough of a read as to where the bomb was being planted. And all of a sudden, Mafioso's attack round falls apart, and that's all up to MikeyZ with that up. He's running out of time, 9 seconds left to plan. Will he have that time? But he does not check the corner where Trisente is, and that is another round for LG.
Yeah, LG played that very, very well. They didn't give up sight, but it looks like their retake is kind of the strat that they're going to be going for. Getting all that util onto line. That Raze ult did miss. We did see our first Rosa of the day, but we saw the Sova scan come out to kind of support that, as well as the blind and the smoke go down. So great coordination on the side of Light Garden. Purple Iris pulling through, getting the second round of this map, and I would love to see this keep going. If they do just give up these sites for free, at least have the retake to back it up, and that round they did.
Yeah, they definitely were playing a lot more coordinated. I think they corrected some of the mistakes that they had from before. And you see that value out of that Sova dart, trying to find some, you know, trying to get some information as to where they are. And that Trip didn't see where, or that you know, Trailblazer didn't see where that Trip was because it was so high, but they figured it out. They found out where it is. Closing the door on the other side of the door for some reason. Would also be staring at that. And we see in the chat it says that didn't happen, which honestly I understand. And we see that there's a little bit of space being pushed into CT, but they're gonna back off, trying to bait off some sort of rotate, some sort of utility, but Meta just waiting outside of that Cypher Trip. He's just going to leave after getting that pick, which is smart, and throwing that nade for stall. Going to come back. He gets that information that MF are potentially hitting A. MF have cut noise yet again, potentially moving to B. LG leaving the trips up for information.
30 seconds left.
And trying to play a full retake onto A. They are all stacked towards mid and A. And Genome's able to find Trisente too, but they're running out of time. 19 minutes, or 19 seconds left with the spike down. They have to push into market. They have no other choice. They have to go or save. Genome, you know, Genome gets taken down, and now it's all up to blind. 4 seconds left, no time on the clock, and it's going to be another round, a foregone conclusion for LG. And they're able to stack these rounds in their favor. And blind to get one last minute kill on Terror.
Yeah, Light Garden, they're finally showing us how strong of a defense they actually have. They're just so oppressive these past couple rounds, and I think it's important to notice that outside of mid here, from market to mid top and kind of almost an A main, it's interesting to see how they're responding to this aggression. We saw Meta go into A main and kind of just play at an off angle. He took that space, that word of the day, and good job on LG in doing so. And I think from that Raze pick early on, that really won them that round. So
it really did. Yeah, it stopped Mafioso's take cold in their tracks, really. And it looks like it's actually going to be a take into B with Meta potentially lurking and trying to flank. It's going to be another fast take. There's no trip this time for that main take, and you can see that I was a little bit confused. Where is that trip? And it's actually going to be for market, and the trip is going to be taken down as well. No value out of that, unfortunately, for Trisente. Camera also taken down. Terror is able to find one, but is quickly traded out by Genome. And now it's quickly a 2v4 retake with Meta coming in through market.
Yeah, MF just doing what they do best. If they get in a hard situation, they just shoot their way out.
Yeah, it's definitely a position, but you know what? Jaded can shoot back too, and now it's 2v3. And Boombot might actually take that trip down and reveal to them that that's there. So, actually probably a good call to Boombot that meta. And sussing out where some people are, but they have to clear all of this space, and that camera sees where both of them are.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah. Nice trade, but not enough time and too many places to clear. Another round for Mafiosos.
Yeah, I don't know. This is... I want to say that this is like perfect gameplay. The best gameplay we've seen on both sides all day. I feel like that time in between game 1 and 2, these teams took a break and they were able to kind of re-coordinate on what they need to fix and how they need to play. LG just showing how good they are on defense, and MF showing that even if they get in difficult situations, you had an Omen backside, you had someone in market, they were still able to play together. You saw no one really peaked alone. They had everyone shoulder to shoulder, they had everyone with them. So, you know, good play all around. And we're going to see here, especially on B with almost no one there, how they capitalize on this.
Yeah, I think Mafiosos tried to do, you know, something that wasn't a 5-man push, but as you can see, they're doing yet another 5-man push. What a nice little jump to try to get the trip out. But I don't think they're able to capitalize off of it, potentially. Bardo ready with the utility to try to take it. They were able to take the trip down, and now they are cutting noise and leaving, but
no.
Meta's all the way in their spawn. This could potentially be disastrous for either team.
Meta could come in
But Cap
huge here.
is aware
Oh my god.
and is able to find Cap. That's the trips down. That's the flank watch down too. And now they're hunting for him. And his back is turned. They don't see where he is either. And Mikey's stuck in B main trying to get a pick, a rotate pick. You can tell he's a sentinel at heart, even though he's an initiator. Trying to get a little bit of information with that guiding light, but gets nothing.
Careful with
Jaded
time here.
Yeah, they're running out of time, and we've seen them
30 seconds left.
lose 2 rounds actually to time alone. And it looks like HighSea's trying to go for the quick pick here, but just realizes that he has to help his team. Trisente able to find one. And Terror is able to be taken out as well. Bomb's gonna go down with just enough time.
Over here.
And now all of a sudden it's gone 2v4. All LG had to do was
One
stall for
enemy
time.
remaining.
And now it's just all up to metamagic. Might be a save here. Two of the members of his team can't buy. Unfortunately, the nade misses and he gets taken down.
Yeah, MF, they were able to play not only cautious, but they were able to play very, very controlled. They had time running out, but you saw their setup while the bomb was planting. Everyone is holding an angle that they needed to hold. And again, the team play is coming through. One thing I do need to make note of is Bardo on Breach. Their util is incredible. I think every stun I've witnessed has been hitting this game, and even the aftershock combination with his teammates' util, I hope to see more of that. As well as Breach Ult online, this retake could be incredible. We might be seeing an LG completely give up sight in order to accommodate for that.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
again, they are on a save though.
they are on a save. So we see that dog coming through fast, trying to get some value off of that as well. But, you know, Bardo does unfortunately have to back off. Some noise being made by MF, but they've been 5-man taking and then backing off. So we see also there's 2 people already in mid, but Genome is ready. They've been reading that meta will push out every round. And now look at this, the flank on the lurk watch, and is able to find 1 too. And now look at this. MF, stuck in spawn, have no space. Hold on, I'm getting trauma from the last map. No space.
No space.
It looks like they're going to be playing a little bit slow here, just waiting for something, maybe a pick before they hit the site. But the trips are up, and that's going to stall them significantly.
Shadows traveling.
Cap putting down a trip, but Terror can TP past that as Omen. So I wonder if he's going to go for a late flank here.
30
And
seconds
with
left.
Cap being taken
One
down,
enemy remaining.
it's a quick round and a thrifty, basically. They were not on a full buy there that round. And so they were able to convert that.
One thing I'm loving is how aggressive LG is playing on defense. We saw Meta a couple rounds ago practically just go all the way from A back to B on the opposing team's side on T side, and now Terror, no fear at all with the deagle in hand, just walks up to mid, walks into their own spawn, and this is great. LG is able to just get so much value off those flank watches, even if they're down 4 to 6. These rounds are so close because of that.
Looks like we're gonna have a fast take into A, though. The Seeker's coming out quick and off the hands of MikeyZ, but that breach ult is gonna come through and significantly stall out Mafiosos. Now they are all stuck in there waiting for the take, and LG has already rotated fully into A. The Trailblazer is going to find somebody, or try to find somebody on site, but the smoke's already run out, and Mafiosos are significantly stalled. MikeyZ trying to find some value with that op, but just isn't able to find anything. And Bardo, again, you talked about that utility. Such good utility usage from Bardo, completely shutting down Mafioso's take, and now HighSea is completely trapped with the bomb down on A main. Waiting for some push, somebody to make a mistake and let HighSea take a dismiss or a heal or something like that. They know where he is, but that high-low is so punishing for HighSea to try and
Last round
punish.
before the switch.
Yeah, LG did not come to play around. They came to play the game, and here they are. Honestly, this is like, dare I say, the best gameplay we've seen from a single-sided team on this entire day. I thought it was the best from both teams, but LG, they've turned it around completely. They are playing perfectly. Bardo with his great util just slowing that push, allowing the entire team to rotate over to A. And we saw their retake being effective round in and round out. They don't need to play on site if they can just retake the site. So great job by LG, and they have 3 ultimates going into the final round of this half as well.
Yeah, and that op got moved into the hands of LG, and with less, they have, this is the last round in the half, but they weren't able to fully buy this round. Trisente getting stalled by his own breaches stun, but it doesn't really matter because Mafiosos is actually going to move into mid, try to take from there with those weaker guns, try to convert a gun. They are death balling into the site. Terror gets taken down quickly, and all of a sudden it's a 3v4 in favor of Mafiosos. Talked about those weaker guns, but death balling with those weaker guns is so punishing as well. Cap with the op. And his life gets saved by Genome. He was not ready for that. The neural theft going to come through, trying to figure out where everybody is. That shows the positioning, but as you can see, everybody is moving into a different position now.
Right there.
In ones, really. You can't be in tradable positions. And going for the defuse potentially.
One enemy remaining.
But Trisente is there, and Blind with that short-range weapon is able to take down both Trisente and Bardo, bringing this first half to a 5-7 in favor of Mafiosos.
Yeah, great half all around, and it was funny, we saw MF end that half with 2 ops in their hand, just holding down that site, so you never know what could happen in these rounds. One thing I do want to look out for is LG. They were so dominant on defense, especially in those rounds where they were able to take those opposing team spaces. They were able to go into their spawn depending on what gun they had. It just didn't matter. So I wonder if we're going to see something similar here on attack. We do see 4 starting outside here on B, but these lurks are going to be critical. I feel like Trisente and other players on LG, if they can actually get to mid, get to A main while the other team is on B, any pick could be the end of the round. So we'll see how well they can use that to their advantage.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Trisente, he is very well known for his lurks. I've seen him play Sentinel since Season 1. See how much value he'll be able to get out of that. That door is going to be broken as well. That's not safe for the side of Mafiosos. They will now have to watch that with utility. And the trip gets taken down by that shock dart. You can see very clearly why LG chose to go for a Sova pick instead of the usual. Now they're going to be hitting into B site. The first person in is actually not the duelist. It's going to be Terror with that aggressive Omen TP. They're going to be planting as well. It's going to be a safe plant.
Spike planted.
Mikey trying to swing out of the smoke and get one, but all of a sudden it's a 2v2. It's been trade for trade. With both defenders coming from CT coming out fast. Metamagic shut down with a nice snappy headshot. And now it's all up to Bardo with no utility. And swinging out again, just isn't able to stop the double peek there by HighSea and Blind.
Hey, they have the Reyna. They won the round. Need I say more? They're doing what they need to do. If you take that Reyna pick, you have to lock in and win those pistols. And that is why MF does have this advantage. They won the pistol. Then they won their buy round in their eco, and you know, they did convert into a 3-0 last half, but this game would have been tied if it wasn't for this random pick, in my opinion. So good on them for clutching in that situation. Potato, what do you want to see here on the side of MF? Do you feel like they need to play aggressive or just hold tight?
I think so. I think aggressive is the name of the game. I mean, Sunset also rewards aggression out of a lane. I mean, you saw how effective Meta's aggression out of A was. I mean, he didn't take it fast, but he was able to push out and get a lot of value off of those picks and convert rounds that maybe weren't quite as in favor for his team. So hopefully I see a lot of that. And it looks like LG playing slow on this attack. And we see Cap, never without a Bucky in his hand.
Blinded.
Mikey trying to stall, and HighSea with that Vandal. I mean, again, that's another reason why, you know, I see why Reyna can get picked. You can have a Vandal and buy no armor or half, but... And they can't do anything about
One
that with
enemy remaining.
just
Spike
no
down
armor and a
mid.
classic. What are you gonna do against a Vandal in full armor, you know? And Blind's gonna go for the aggression, and that's going to be rewarded as well as Jaded gets taken down.
Yeah, forget the Vandal. That is Cap again with a shotgun in this map. We saw how dominant they were on Breeze, the biggest map on the game, and now Sunset. You have these really tight corners around mid, especially on these sites, and he got 2 with a Bucky. That has to be so frustrating. I hate playing against a shotgun. That's part of why I hate playing against a Cypher. Part of why I hate playing on Split. These maps and these agents can be so frustrating to play against, but it's so important to keep that mentality up moving forward. Especially when you have Yuto like, you know, the Skydog and Omen Blind to clear out those corners, which hopefully we see LG and MF both utilize.
Absolutely. I will say though, Sark, I'm a Cypher player on Split, and I like shotguns.
Yeah, you couldn't waterboard that info out of me.
Found my wire.
Looks like LG is trying to get some value out of destroying these trips again with that shock dart. That's specifically, I think, to counter Cypher. And Jaded has the tech. I mean, we saw the Sova dart on Breeze, and you see that Sova dart again on Sunset, getting some value, telling LG, his team, where Genome was playing, but unfortunately not where Cap was playing, which I think is what they were trying to figure out. And it looks like they're actually going to regroup to A, potentially? And mid? They're playing really slow and defaulty at the moment. Not defaulty.
Not the first time. Not the first time we've seen it tonight.
Blind is going to be hearing all of this and trying to get one. Nobody checks him.
No way.
Isn't able to find one, or is able to find one, but not the second, as Meta goes in and clears the space for his team.
30
How did he even get one?
Smokes though, so, or to hold CT at least, and is punished for the lack of those smokes. Now all of a sudden it's a 2v3. I was gonna say 2v4, but Mafiosos look to try and convert this bonus round, but gets shut down by Bardo. HighSea trades him out and now tries to go for the defuse, but Jaded peeks out just the right time and is able to stop the defuse. Really expensive round though.
That was insane. I can't believe all to Blind for actually getting that kill with the Spectre. He almost got the spray down initially, dashed out, but then was right into the fight and still managed to get one. So insane play on the side of MF, but LG, Bardo, clutch when it matters, able to get 2 on that round and really just hold that down for the post plant. But oh man, look at that. You see that? You see that Bucky?
I do see that Bucky, but
You
I will also point out that there's an op. So you know, it's like Bucky
the
and
Bucky
an
all
op.
combo.
I do see where he's playing, but he gets taken out with that early Cypher cam. It's such, I mean, this map is Cypher's playground. And now they figured out where that op is. I think Meta got legged, actually. He's now down to basically 1 HP, but you see this aggression too from the utility. Trisente trying to punish that rotate.
No more charges
And
left.
they're trying to find where he is. They can't rotate safely. They're going to have to stop and watch for this lurk. LG still waiting in A main with that breach ult. Now that rolling thunder, and it's gonna come through, but I'm gonna point out, you only need 1 for a Bucky. And Meta was 1.
No.
And that's, how does that, he's stunned.
No.
You know, I don't, I'm so disappointed.
Last player standing.
And all of a sudden it is up to Bardo armed with only a stinger, is able to find 1. He's 30 seconds remaining, but isn't able to
30
upgrade
seconds
to
left.
another gun. And the rest of Mafiosos, the two who are left, is to turn that flash, I'm going to assume?
Nah, the flash
That was
missed. The flash
insane.
missed.
The flash missed. Okay, okay. I was like, how was he not blind? But I was not paying attention to where that flash was. Really valiant effort on the side of LG. They did have those weaker guns because they lost so many rifles from that last round.
Yeah, great coordination by them, but oh man, that is Cap single-handedly just deciding the game for most of these rounds on both of these maps. He did get breach ulted, but like you mentioned, when you have a bug, you only need one shot to take them out, and he took out two. So a little bit of a heartbreaker on the side of Lightguard, and Purple Iris does fall to that round, and now they don't have the breach ult to work with. So, dare I say, danger is over the hill?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like LG were like, okay, that's like the third round that Cap's taken us down with a Bucky, so maybe we go to a different site, like B, for example. As they are looking to hit the site, we see the utility come through. Trisente's able to take one down with just a classic. And Trisente holding from market, trying to find some value off of that Neuro Theft, but is taken down quickly by HighSea. Check his PC. What a flick onto Trisente's head through the wall. Now Terror, not in a great spot, is seen by HighSea. He's about to get cleared out by the rest of Mafiosos who are coming from market. Genome is able to take it out, clear that. Jaded, however, is able to find HighSea with that Bulldog. Bardo playing sneaky, wrapping around them. They know where Jaded is.
Remaining.
And that dart's gonna come through. That combination is so hard to work against. What are you going to do against that stun and that ping from that Sova dart?
Yeah, Bardo, I'm telling you, these stuns are incredible. Previously, on the other half, we saw Bardo combined with Terror, the Omen blind with the Breach stun. This time, a Breach stun with a Sova recon dart. Even if you wanted to shoot the dart, you have to get lucky in order to hit it. Absolutely terrifying to play against, especially in a 1v2. And LG, they're showing signs of amazing team coordination. And now with a Sova ult plus a Raze Rocket, this could be an amazing take, assuming MF does play on site.
Absolutely. I mean, with this ult, I probably would play for a fast take into the site, but it looks like they're trying to find some...
No.
Wait.
Oh no.
Wait. He was able to walk past... I'm still stunned.
The trigger discipline does not work out.
Trigger discipline, no. What a check. Is able to find one. The market doors are down too. Trisente tried to find a pick through that smoke. Genome smoked for himself. I think he actually gets chip damaged a little bit. Yes, he does with that spray. And they're clearing out this space again, aware that somebody could have pushed up. And Blind, you know, Blind was there and he has to walk back. Blind's probably giving some information too, though, that LG was clearing that space out. So they're probably looking to hit a site, and that is exactly where they are, this 3v4. The Neuro Theft is online too, so I don't know, if Cap could get a body, I think that would be super devastating for this, but I'm just gonna point out, Cap's alive and has a Bucky.
30 seconds left.
He's playing from a pretty ratty position. There it is.
Spike down A.
There, and Jaded is able to take him down. The plant is going to come through with so little time remaining. It's a 2v2. Jaded trapped in a really bad spot here. And the smoke is able to come through to help him get out. Genome trying to come through, but Terror and Jaded with the 1-2 punch is able to secure the round for LG. It's getting real close.
Wow.
Getting real close.
Yeah, it seems like anytime either of these teams are able to get momentum on the previous round, something happens that completely shuts them out. Whether it's heartbreak or accidents that we saw, it's kind of difficult to call this. I mean, it's 8-10, it's anyone's game. Barely any ults have been used so far.
Right here.
And man, Potato, I don't know. I'm getting a little stressed out here. Last map, we saw many mistakes, but seems like those mistakes did get taken care of, but now we're just seeing disaster after disaster, completely unintended.
Ooh, what a shock dart. Yeah, no, I think that I'm gonna chalk that first map up to nerves. I think, you know, going into semis, this is a lot of people's semis for their first time. The showstopper is going to come through, trying to find some value, but isn't able to find anything. HighSea is able to find Meta with a Stinger and dismiss out safely. And all of a sudden, they are now 3-4 with Terror at 1 HP, going to actually use the From the Shadows to go into their spawn and get some value, but he is just 7 hit points. And the bomb is still in A main. Here, Mafiosos is kind of confused, I think. I would be too, as to where Terror went with that ult. And he's getting this information that Trigger Discipline is able to potentially find one and is able to find MikeyZ and catch him off guard. That actually opens the round up for him. But unfortunately, with that 7 HP, Blind is able to find one with the jet knives.
30
and
seconds left.
Jaded still stuck in A main. But the right click with the jet knives is able to find Jaded. That's a 4K for Blind.
Blind does not care. Has the jet knives in, and I know a couple of those players were low, but what incredible shots. And look at MF. They do have 4 ultimates, but honestly, I kind of like the ultimates LG have better. They have that breach ult yet again, and we know Bardo does not miss with those. Combined with the Sova ult, you can't dodge when you're getting stunned. So we might be seeing a really incredible take here on B, and I don't know. I'm a little fearful. I feel like some type of flank might be happening here on the side of MF, even though we haven't seen it yet. And MikeyZ, a lot of information is about to be known.
Setting up HighSea for the push into mid and is able to get into that position. Both of them waiting for this take, trying to clear out tiles, get this information of definitively where LG is. And that Rolling Thunder is going to come through. The take's going to come in fast. Somehow I didn't know that actually would hit the so HighSea's able to find one, Genome's able to find another in backside. This fast take is slowly going to pieces. The bomb is going to go down though. 2 ultimates available for the side of LG, but all of a sudden it's a 2v3. Neuro Theft going to come through for the side of MF, but I think the for the side of LG, we might see a counter Neuro Theft in just a second. The camera is going to find one as well onto Blind. They know exactly where he is, as Cypher said. Trying to check for that corner, maybe seeing if there's somebody in that cross position. Unfortunately, that spray not able to find someone. Cap is able to find Trisente's head. That is going to ping him, though. They know where he is. And with that nade coming through to stop the defuse, they know that he can't be on, and all of a sudden it is a 1v1, but Jaded has the Sova ult, and I think that's exactly where it's going to come through. Doesn't hit him. He's off, looking for the kill. And oh, the pre-fire was not enough. Everybody goes down, but it is a round for LG.
You know, if you're MF, even though you lost a round, you can't be that mad. They used the Sova ult that they really didn't need to. They were in a 2v1, but in the end, they were practically forced. The hand was played, and the breach ult goes down too. LG committed so many resources trying to make that round win and not have MF go to 12, and I mean, they did it. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully they can keep that momentum going, and I don't know, if MF can just shoot their way out of these situations again, this might be a quick game to end.
Yeah, as you can see, the firepower is insane, really on both sides, but especially on MF. That was something that I noticed playing against them in Expert this season, was that they just will shoot their way out of everything. Even if they are in a 2v4, 2v5, they will shoot their way. And it looks like it's going to be a fast take into B from CT through mid. They have cornered HighSea, and he's flashed. Aftershocked, everything. They are hungry for him, but unfortunately, Terry's gonna go down. It's traded out to Mikey trying to defend Genome and himself, but now Bardo and Trisente are trapped. Trisente gets taken down. The flash is gonna come through, but Genome dodges it and is able to take him down. Now it's all up to Jaded, trapped in mid still. And Genome is peeking and finds him. The bomb is down. Jaded now on the back foot, has to use utility to clear. He doesn't know where Cap is, but Cap's been sitting, I think, on A this entire time.
Standing ahead.
He's potentially looking to help his teammate.
30 seconds left.
Jaded going for it, but MikeyZ peeks and shuts him down. And now we are at match point. This could be it Mafiosos
here.
could go to finals off of this, or will LG pull it back to go to OT and bring it to a map 3?
Yeah, this could be the last round of the tonight, but man, LG, they were looking so good right there, but unfortunately, they were just kind of stuck there in that choke point. Every player on MF, just on every angle that LG just had to take care of, and
There.
I mean, you just have so many eyes to like keep things in line, right? And now going into A, they have to play against both the duelists, two of the star players on side of MF, and they're gonna really have to shoot their way out here if you're LG. You have to be dominant in order for these to work. Don't give these duelists 1v1s.
Absolutely, but they do have those weaker guns. They are forced to buy full here, and you know, if I were them, I would death ball basically to try to take these gunfights and try to get a gunfight or try to get a gun off of that. Tags gonna come through and find blind, but LG is stuck in A main. They have no space anywhere else. No, you know, no lurks, nothing, and MikeyZ is going to be pushing out into mid, take that space, get that information. And LG is going to be moving into tiles here together. Terror looking to smoke off A and potentially convince them that they're still A, but again, Mikey is information starved and is able to find one on Terror. That's their smokes. But that is quickly traded out by Meta. And now that's a gun secured for the side of LG. It's not over at all. Cap still on site on A. And B, Showstopper's gonna come through, trying to find blind, but is shut down. And now they have no choice but to move to B into Cap's Bucky. Oh no. And 15 seconds left to plant.
enemy remaining.
Bardo gets shut down.
Spike down.
And now
B.
it's all up to
10
Jaded
seconds
to
left.
try to save it, and that is it. That's
Defenders
the map.
win.
Mafiosos go to the finals. The #1 seed remains undefeated going into playoffs.
One
Wow,
season
what a
comes to an
game.
end, another one keeps going. MF just incredible. I will say props to both of these teams. They both turned it around this map. Almost played perfectly on both sides, but yeah, MF just able to squeeze it out on top. HighSea and Blind so dominant yet again. 24 and 14, 22 and 11. Just incredible gameplay, and man, I don't know. I would have loved to see a game 3. I would have loved to see a map 3 between these two teams. They're so exciting. But yeah, MF take it, and I guess we're going to be seeing them in expert finals. So, wow.
Yeah. I mean, what a matchup, really. I mean, I'm gonna chalk up the first map to nerves. I think that, you know, I think both were nervous, like I had mentioned in the middle of Sunset, that, you know, this was a lot of people's first playoffs and even first seasons. As for MF, I think 4 of them actually, this is their first season. So really good show, really good drafting, you know, to build such a dominant team overall. And shout out to LG. I mean, they were not doing so hot the first half of the season, but they really pulled it back to make it into playoffs. I mean, after so much hard work on their end, they have to give themselves a pat on the back to even make it to semis. And you know, they played really, really well on Sunset. It was just too hard of a fight sometimes against MF's dominant gunplay, really.
Yeah, great play all around. And last thing before we leave, I do want to say experience and those veteran players that have those playoff like games under their belt is so critical. So
Absolutely.
for MF to do this with 4 players that are practically brand new, incredible on them. Congrats to their franchise, and we're gonna see what they can do moving forward in grand finals.
Yeah, and just want to give a quick shout out to the stream team today. We had obviously us as casters, but this would not be possible without NuclearCats on production and Shampoo on observing. That was his first time on Observer, so shout out to all of them for helping out today. Give you a quick update on the other stream that happened today that actually just wrapped up, which was the KC versus OS stream. KC is advancing to finals for Apprentice, and so I'm very excited to see that matchup later, probably next week. And tomorrow, come catch that stream. That is going to be TT versus OS for the expert semifinals. We're going to see who moves forward to the finals there.
Yeah, congrats to
Did I say
KC,
finals?
congrats to
Semifinals.
MF. That's true. Yeah, you did. But you know, all good. All right, thank you everyone for joining us. It was a fun stream. Potato and I, we're gonna be heading off. Everyone stay warm, stay safe, and we'll We'll see you for the next one. Have a great night.
See y'all later.